Bring your own device policies have recently been implemented into many business and workplaces due to the evident technology age. The process is defined by organizations to allow employees to bring their own device such as a phone or laptop for business use. The idea is to cut costs rather than offering new phones with prepaid plans as an employment benefit. However, by implementing this procedure, companies are putting their employers and clients at risk. While there are companies that are willing to provide devices on strict surveillance, other businesses would prefer to implement BYOD as a cost-cutting strategy and as an opportunity to increase productivity. The objective of this report is to provide evidence of the implications that could easily occur between personal and professional lives when an employee uses their device. The primary focus is the current problems that are sparsely seen in companies and what repercussions must be taken to implement better business management. Research method. To better validate the consequences and issues with bring your own device policies, we use a descriptive methodology of the policies in order. We engineered a few interview questions for certain employees to get an oversight of how internal factors are being affected by this new era of technological change. Businesses should bring a limited and standard form of the BYOD policy at the beginning of the implementation process to understand the structure of the program.
Development of BYOD in Apple and Dynacare is restricted due to the security configuration and the potential risks involved. The implementation could affect the stakeholders and the HR department, which makes the whole process very limited. The general cost behind this policy relates to the impact it has on the IT department. The scope of the BYOD policy in both businesses is an important factor because it determines the level of adaptation.
So the two businesses that we chose to talk about are Apple and Dynacare. Apple is known to be a software company, and Dynacare is a healthcare company that deals with operations and health management. So the research and findings that we found were for Apple, the issue about this policy is that it requires a specific set of rules in order for it to be a success. Apple has become one of the fastest growing companies to adapt to this technological age with its wide variety of smartphones, tablets, and computers. You could say that Apple was one of the initial companies that started the BYOD policy. Statistics show that 9 out of 10 businesses supported Apple phones over any other phone. And being easy to use with the vast amount of business applications available, Apple has been a steady tool in the growth of business and technology. According to Cisco, the BYOD report says that 90% of workers and employees use their mobile devices for business purposes. Professionals are requiring more business-prone applications that are helpful to the job. Management programs and imaging tools are some examples of required software for Apple to successfully implement this policy. Certain companies require applicants other than the recently installed Microsoft Offices. Apple is not able to continue adapting to the pace of the BYOD era. The growing concerns of iOS mobile device management, also known as MDM, is that iOS updates are consistent, but the growth of MDM for BYOD has remained stagnant. Initially, mobile device management was the key aspect of configuring a safe environment for the policy to develop. It was the gateway to mobility and business productivity. Employees in IT were dissatisfied with the procedure due to the lack of flexibility. Secondly, mobile app management debuted its ability with iOS by focusing on security and enterprise apps, but challenges continued to grow and clientele continued to grow disinterested as well. Next, we will be talking about Dynacare. Dynacare is a sector of the healthcare industry that concentrates on more sensitive matters regarding clients and their personal information. Similar to mobile devices and the level of security required for them, healthcare also requires more than that. Only 15% of hospitals use electronic health records due to its uncertainty. Nearly 89% of healthcare workers use their smartphones, but 41% of them do not have an encrypted passcode. This jeopardizes the safety of all case-sensitive files of the patients. Although BYOD could be more efficient to the industry, there are new implications that follow, such as revealing healthcare information could bring challenges, thus making important information vulnerable. Even within encryption, decoding software is accessible and easy to use as well. There are risks that are linked to the technological world and healthcare, such as security breaches and liability of the company. Canada and Italy are tied for first in losing corporate information through employees' devices. While 75% of Canada is implementing the BYOD policy, 58% of Canada is losing valuable corporate information.
This is Yuenchang Li. I will talk about recommendations. There are 3 ways we recommend in the future office working. First of all, mobile content management is the core of the future. If you make those works easier than before, everyone can do their works in any place at any time. Secondly, BYOD policies required in the future. If first way is happened, companies need to have the policy to specify. At that time, BYOD policy is required. Last one is working from home is the big trend. There are already many technologies companies allow employees to work from home now. That's the key feature of reasonable use of resource. The reason is that employees are not convenient to go to works because of the bad weather or accident or something else. In conclusion, after comparison and contrast of both Apple and DynaCare, it shows BYOD policy is required of security and safety to advance future in the business world. The speed at which BYOD is being enforced is growing, and most of the focus is towards the mobile content management rather than mobile device management. That's our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Hi there, my name is Waqas Choudary, and before we say goodbye, I wanted to say what I found challenging about this project. We had some setbacks because all of us are on different schedules. Also, for the research, it was kind of difficult to find information on DynaCare, since it's not a big name company. Another thing for me was editing the video. I had no idea how to start, but once I found the right software on my computer, I was back on track.
My name is Senthuran, and I will be sharing my reflection on our project report. As a group, each member was able to provide as much information as possible on BYOD policies. What we realized was that the information was very limited, since these policies are still a growing trend. With the limited resources, we were able to come to an understanding of the topic and begin our project. We were also able to finish the assignment with some minor setbacks and challenges. Thank you.